These guys have so much momentum. Patty has so much momentum, and it's really something similar to this fight that I'm going to have to steal early, and I was able to do that with a big body shot and, drop him in the first round, and then now he's battling momentum, and that's going to be a big factor in this fight as well. So
this fight, how's it going to look?
It's going to be a knockout in the first round. I'm going to take his lights out in the first round.
Is it at all disappointing if it just goes further, or you just predicted
disappointing? Never.
As long as you win.
Like, whatever God wants to give me, I'm gonna embrace that with proud.
For the most part, in my success, I've always worried about being my best self. And so I'm going to be my best self. I'm not going to worry about, his boxing or his striking. I'm going to use my footwork. I'm going to use my, angle and ability to create and control distance, my reaction time, which I believe is faster than anybody. That's what's got me to this point. I got to trust in what I possess, and I have to really go in there and implement my kind of fight.
Justin Gaethje has responded to his doubters with a firm message for Ilia Topuria ahead of their highly anticipated matchup. Gaethje appears fully focused on the challenge and determined to put an end to Topuria's impressive run. With both fighters attracting enormous attention, excitement surrounding the showdown continues to build. Gaethje's message is clear. He is prepared for a demanding fight and has no intention of backing down when the two finally meet inside the octagon.
I'm going to be so confident. I trust in my coach. I trust in my team. And this opportunity to do something so legendary is everything that I was made for, born for. This could be, this could match the miracle on ice for the United States of America when it comes to, being successful in competition. And so this opportunity is everything I could ask for. I've never promised you that I'm going to win because this is such a crazy sport, but I promise you that my preparation, all the lessons that I've learned, I promise I will use everything I can to be as perfect as I can. And I will try my hardest to be successful and represent this country.
Justin Gaethje has openly recognized Ilia Topuria's high-level abilities, especially his sharp boxing, precise timing, and strong command of distance. Gaethje explained that Topuria is excellent at creating opportunities and taking advantage of even small mistakes from his opponents. He also pointed to Topuria's ability to generate power against bigger fighters, making his accuracy particularly dangerous whenever they exchange at close range. According to Gaethje, Topuria is rarely careless with his offense. He remains patient and calculated, waiting for the right opening before attacking. That means even a minor defensive mistake could quickly turn into a damaging exchange.
That you haven't seen before, that you identify as special, or is there anything that you see like, hey, I know for a fact I'm better here and this is where I'm going to beat him?
No, I mean, I'll never let myself, have the latter thought process when it comes to, I do know that he's very good. I think everybody, has different styles of fighting. His specifically is more of a boxing style when it comes to range and space and timing and the way he, his position. And so, yeah, I really he's shorter than me. And, you really don't want to have your head be too much higher than these guys that are throwing.
Gaethje believes distance and positioning could play a decisive role in the matchup with Topuria. He understands that even a small error in range can completely change the momentum, especially against an opponent who reacts with such speed and precision. Gaethje also stressed the importance of maintaining strong defensive discipline while constantly changing angles to prevent himself from being trapped at close range. In his view, giving Topuria repeated opportunities in the pocket could prove extremely costly. The champion is known for recognizing openings quickly, and Gaethje knows that even a brief defensive mistake could give Topuria the chance to land a damaging counter.
The biggest factor in this fight, I have to be so stubborn with my position. I have to control space. I have to control his feet, and I really have to be diligent in my defense. I have to constantly be winning the angle battle. And
Ilia Topuria responded with an equally confident prediction, saying he believes he can finish Justin Gaethje in the very first round. That statement immediately raised the intensity surrounding the matchup. Topuria appears to trust his speed, precision, and timing to give him the advantage during the striking exchanges, and his plan is to apply pressure from the opening seconds rather than give Gaethje enough time to establish his rhythm.
Claro, vamos a estar en el mismo octógono el 14 de junio. Demuéstrame, yo tengo mis dudas de que va a poder hacer absolutamente nada. Yo estoy, vamos, 100% seguro, tengo la fe completa de que lo voy a poner a dormir en el primer asalto. Es que no le veo ninguna oportunidad. Es que por donde lo vea, es como... Es que, tío, de verdad que quiero darte la oportunidad de por lo menos pensar de pudieras aguantar un asalto, pero es que no lo veo.
Gaethje referenced exchanges involving Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira, pointing to moments when they were able to create opportunities against Topuria on the feet. In his view, those examples suggest the matchup could be more competitive than some fans anticipate. Gaethje believes Topuria can be challenged when an opponent maintains sustained pressure and prevents him from comfortably controlling the pace. His intention is to bring that same level of intensity, continually force Topuria backward, and make the contest physically demanding at close range. Rather than allowing the fight to develop into a controlled technical striking battle, Gaethje wants to turn it into a relentless and exhausting confrontation.
You watch the Max Holloway fight, and you're like, wow, he's so dominant. And then you go back and watch it, and I mean, Max had plenty of success in the exchanges. Oliver had plenty of success in the exchanges, and then they kind of just made certain mistakes. And he's very, very good. He's so good at taking advantage of your mistakes. And so those are things that I cannot do. I cannot go backwards. I cannot get my head or my chest over my, getting too tall. I can't get pushed to my left. But these are all like very specific things that my coach is instilling into my workouts. It's not through verbal cues. It's through action. So every single workout is designed for something special and for me to move.
Ilia Topuria continues to maintain that Justin Gaethje may not make it through the first round. He expects the action to become intense immediately and believes his combination of power and accuracy could overwhelm Gaethje once the exchanges begin. Topuria sees the possibility of one perfectly timed shot dramatically altering the fight, and his belief that he has the superior striking ability has only intensified the debate over who would have the advantage if the matchup turns into a wild stand-up battle.
That he's gonna be able to last for more than a round.
No. Oh, we gotta start the cameras because
Did you watch any of his fights in live?
What do you mean?
Like you've been personally in one of his fights?
Justin's?
Yeah.
Yeah, like almost all of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think about him? For me, as a fan, he's one of my favorites.
Justin Gaethje says his primary motivation is still the pursuit of becoming an undisputed UFC champion, rather than financial rewards or increased fame. Even after years of physically demanding battles, his desire to compete against the best has remained strong. Gaethje has acknowledged that his MMA career significantly improved his financial circumstances following a challenging upbringing, but he says money is not what keeps him competing. His main motivation is the opportunity to test himself against elite opponents and prove that he still has what it takes to reach the very top of the division.
Undisputed status. Like, what is it about you that says, no, I'm not drifting off. Like, I'm going for undisputed status.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the only thing that I've ever known to fight for. Obviously I don't come from money. I don't come from opportunity. And when you start, you have to pay to do this. And so the money is never the reason why you're doing this. It really is nice. Now the financial freedom that I've gained through fighting has been special and something I never would have thought I would be able to attain. And I probably would not have any other way. So that part is super.
Justin Gaethje has reflected on the setbacks he has experienced throughout his UFC career, pointing out that his defeats came against champions or during fights involving championship-level competition. Rather than letting those losses diminish his confidence, Gaethje says they became motivation to improve and return as a more experienced, disciplined, and dangerous fighter. His knockout defeat against Max Holloway remains one of the moments that stands out most in his memory. Gaethje has used that experience as a reminder during training, keeping him focused and determined not to become complacent when he steps into the octagon again.
Away and be like, look at all I've accomplished.
I mean, honestly, I just stayed the course and I just win. I win when I need to win. I've only lost to past champions or in championship fights. And obviously that's not nice. I don't like that part about my career. But then I come back, I get back on the horse, I get back to work, and then coming off of losses, I'm very, much more dangerous than I am coming off wins. That's the human mind, and it's just a tricky situation to be in when you're being successful, to stay, as committed to to the process as you need to, but there's always a UFC 300 quick reminder. Nice knockout. I think, again, so I'm training with the thought of I just got knocked out by Max Holloway. I have had 2 wins since then. And
Justin Gaethje is promising to come out aggressively from the opening second. His strategy appears to center on constant pressure, powerful combinations, and creating a chaotic pace while looking for an early finish. With the rivalry continuing to intensify, fans are increasingly debating which fighter will be able to withstand the pressure once they finally share the octagon.